Welcome back to my Madden 19 player career here on the Buccaneers. It is the last game of the regular season, in this second season here, and then we go to the playoffs, but of course we're not going to be in the playoffs. The best we can do is 5-11, and we have to take on the 11-3-1 Falcons. I want to see the standings quick to see if this game affects anything. So let's check out where we are. Okay, so we are 29th. We're actually not last, which is cool. We can't even become last, even if we lose and the Dolphins or the Bills win. But we could potentially come in third last, which could be nice because then we'd get a better draft pick, I guess. I will still try to win, though. If we do end up winning, we won't fall very far, honestly. We'll still be like, I'm sure we'd still be like a top 5 pick, maybe a little bit worse than that, like top 7. But let me see what the Falcons are looking like. So the Falcons are actually first. I think they could lose home field advantage if they lose this game and the 49ers win. Maybe? I'm not sure what's actually valued more. If the win number or the tie or something. I'm pretty sure the 49ers would end up getting home field advantage then. So, I mean, we could potentially disrupt the Falcons season at least a little bit. We will try to win this game as hard as I can. Let's see what happens. I don't really remember what happened the last time we played the Falcons, but I can pretty much assure you that we did lose. That's, pretty high probability that we actually lost that game. I can remember at least a little, honestly, that I really don't think I had a good game. I think I just struggled a ton. I remember it being at the Falcons Stadium, and I remember just not having a good game whatsoever, but that was many of these games this season. Let's see if we can, potentially mess up their season a bit. I'm pretty sure the 49ers would end up having home field advantage if they won and the Falcons lose all the way through the playoffs. But I'm pretty sure the Falcons are going to get a first-round bye regardless of what happens in this game, and of course we are not going to make the playoffs. Losing wouldn't be that big of a deal, though, because we would probably get a better draft pick. But there's a look at the standings. I mean, the Saints aren't going to make the playoffs, the Panthers aren't, and we are not. So the only team from the NFC South making it into the playoffs in this season will be the Falcons. Okay, so we got a turnover. And I also just realized that I kind of forgot to do something. Someone suggested that I change the run blocking sliders, move them down a little bit more. I did plan on doing that, but I forgot. So I'll do that for next season and make sure next season is all good then. Well, let's start off with a run here, see how it works. Ronald Jones getting some nice blocking, picking up 5 yards. We are definitely in a good position to score a touchdown here. Definitely have to be on the lookout for Deion Jones, though. I think I say that every time we play the Falcons, but he is just so good over the middle. That's not who I wanted to throw it to. Okay, I hit A by accident because for some reason I thought Deshaun Jackson was A. And then I realized a little later that he was not, and I still was able to get the pass there. I don't know why I just assumed his button was A. I didn't even really look, to be honest. But let's go with this little toss. Let's see if Ronald Jones can hit the outside. Oh, there we go. That's an easy touchdown. Perfect. That was a perfect drive right there. Just 3 plays, and we ended with a touchdown. Nice run again here by Ronald Jones. Good tackle, though, from number 37. Is that Ricardo Allen? I feel like it is. We practiced this play in practice this past week. Let's see if we can get it to work. It was supposed to be against cover 3. I can't really tell what defense this is right now. I think B's going to be open. Okay, he wasn't really, that was not that great of a throw. I kind of threw him open if you think of it that way. But I feel like if that was accurate, Deion Jones would have picked it off. Mike Evans isn't running this route, on this play. It's usually Evans, but I flipped the play, so now it's going to be Hosey. I think he's going to be open. I'm going to take this shot to him. That nearly got intercepted. That was a great play by Keanu Neal. We got the ball back at least. We actually got another turnover. Okay, the defense balling out right now. This is a super stacked box. Let's see if we can get this slant. Hopefully they blitz and my offensive line picks it up well. All right, this won't be a blitz, but B is going to be wide open. I got slammed. Okay, at least we got the ball back. I think that was a blitz, but what I meant earlier was I hope the linebackers blitzed, so then the middle of the field was wide open. That didn't happen. But anyway, let's call this play. Hopefully the offensive line can block well. It's exactly what's going to happen. Decent vision there by Ronald Jones to hit the gap as well. It's 3rd and 9 now. Start of the second quarter. We flipped the field position, of course, because of the quarter switch. Cameron Brate is usually my read here. Is he going to get open? I think he is, kind of. I fumbled again. Ali Marpe picks it up. On the bright side, at least, they only got a field goal. They have way more total yards than we do. The only reason why we scored was because we had great field position on that first drive. Let's run it now to the outside, though. Ronald Jones picking up some good blocks. I wish he could have cut that one more to the left, but that's all right, I guess. I'm going to be looking at Ronald Jones here, I think, first. He usually gets pretty open on this route. Usually running backs just in general get open on this. Yeah, he should be open. That throw is not even close, and Oliver gets the easiest pick 6 of his life. Well, alrighty then. That did not go well. Let's run the ball once more. I really need to get better at passing. That wasn't even like my fault as like me playing the game. That was just an overthrow that happens. Maybe I should start calling the plays more to the left. Maybe it would cause my overthrows to decrease. I don't know. Let's go to the outside though with this run play. Ronald Jones can't really go anywhere. 3rd and 11. Can we convert this here? The offense has not been good so far except for that first drive. I have A, but my right tackle got beat so fast and I fumbled again. Nice. This game changed very quickly. It's now 20-7. We need a running game if we're going to get any more points, I think. I can't drive down the field right now. What can we do here? Nothing. Ronald Jones doesn't go anywhere. Cameron Braid over the middle, and it's not there. I think they scored in one play. 1 or 2 plays, I think. That was like a really long pass or something. It was either a pass or a run, I think. I don't think it was on the kickoff. So, it's 27-7. Can we do anything here? I'm looking at B. He's wide open. Mike Evans, there you go. Come on. Ah, he's not going to be able to break by there. You know, if I could go over 100 pass blocking, I would. But you can't. I feel like it's kind of insane that you have to put pass blocking that high to get semi-realistic numbers. But it's okay. That's how Madden works. Mike Evans, catch this, please. That got picked off. What a play by Desmond Trufant. That was a big play there to Cameron Braid. Okay, I'll take that. Let's see if I can get like over 300 yards passing or something. I'd have to absolutely go off in this half, though. There we go. Another completion to Cameron Braid over the middle. That picks up a first down. Let's see if we can at least score on this drive. Oh, there we go. This is going to be a huge play. Ronald Jones juked this guy out. Oh, that would have been awesome. But okay, we're getting down the field. Chase Hosley over the middle. Come on, make some people miss. All right, taking this one to the 1-yard line. I'm throwing for a touchdown. I don't care about Ronald Jones. I'm sorry, my friend, but I want to pass for another one. If I throw a pick, then that's just on me. Did he catch that? Okay, he did. Mike Evans got it. We at least scored. Oh, there we go. Mike Evans. He's going to catch that one over Desmond Trufant. Gets the better of him that time. RB is wide open. Deshaun Jackson can't hold on to it, though. Oh, man. I don't want him on this team anymore. Mike Evans. Wide open. I think he got the first down there, too, on 4th and 17. I'll take it. Mike Evans, there you go, on like my favorite play to call this season. I just want to get over 300 yards if I can. That was supposed to be to number 84, by the way. Cameron Braid should have had a touchdown pass there, but another pick 6 is coming. Mike Evans, he actually got behind the safeties. Alright, well that safety played that really badly. I think that was Keanu Neal, but I'll take the touchdown. Well, this massacre is over. That was a really bad game to have to close out this season, but at least I had 334 yards, 4 interceptions, which is really bad. Matt Ryan played worse than we did. Okay, and we still couldn't win that game. I think they had an insane run game, though. Yep, they did. Devontae Freeman, 236 yards, 2 touchdowns. We also turned the ball over a ton. But we were 18 for 36, 334 yards, 2 touchdowns, 4 picks. 46 yards for Ronald Jones with a touchdown. Mike Evans had a great game. That's going to close out like one of the best seasons he's ever had for sure. A bunch of sacks today. The offensive line could not handle this Falcons defensive line. Defensively, we were terrible. 9 tackles for Eric Reed and Quan Alexander. A couple tackles for loss. 1 sack. Interceptions were from Vernon Hargraves and Eric Reed. That's pretty nice, but on the run game, or the Falcons run game, completely torched our defense. So that concludes this season here, and I think what I'm going to do is go over the stats. Let me advance into the playoffs, though. I will go over the stats of this season. I also have an experience point to use. Let me use that quick. I'll go over like the team stats and give you an overview of how everybody else played in the NFL. Let's go to West Coast. We're still not going to fit the scheme, but any upgrade is worth it at this point. That's really not anything special at all. We only got 1 accuracy boost to 2 different stats. That's not very good, but this is what the division ended up being. 12-3-1 for the Falcons, 7-8-1 for the Saints, 6-10 for the Panthers, and then we went 4-12. We did win 4 games, though, after not winning any last season. So that's good. I'll show you guys the team schedule. I'm not sure if it... I don't think this season messed up at all with like the times I played it. Actually, one of these is going to say I played it twice, and the reason for that is because I remember I joined in, but I really needed to do something before I joined in. I think I needed to change the sliders a bunch. What game is that? It's this one. We actually ended up winning. Like, I didn't cheat on that game. I remember I said it as it was happening. But every other game, you know, played it once, lost a bunch of these by a ton. But we did win the first game of the season. We beat the Cardinals. So we beat the Giants and the Cardinals. The Giants are actually kind of good this year, though. I think they were in the playoffs. We put up a bunch of like scores under 10. 30 I think might be the best. Yeah, 30 is the most we scored, followed by like 23 I think. The Vikings were normally pretty decent, kind of surprised we beat them. We did beat a divisional rival, which is nice, and then the Cardinals were the other team, so we didn't beat that great of opponents, if I'm being honest. But let's check out the stats as Tom Brady wins MVP. We almost had 4,000 passing yards. Honestly, 3,711 is not bad. I'm okay with that number. This is where I need to change. If these were flipped, I'd be much happier. I'm throwing too many interceptions. A lot of the interceptions I'm throwing, though, are just because they're like really badly thrown passes that are completely overthrown. So it's like not really my fault. Maybe I should learn to like lob passes more than bullet them, because once I bullet them on like drags, they always get overthrown. I don't know. We attempted exactly 500 passes. I'm not sure if that's a lot. I mean, just compare that to the rest of the NFL. I feel like that's probably not as much as everyone else. Yeah, so I'm attempting like 50 less passes than all these people. Who attempted the most? 616. Okay, that's a lot. Anyway, I'll show those stats off in a second, but honestly, a much better season than our rookie one. Still not great. Hopefully we keep improving and we get over 4,000 yards next season with like over 20 touchdowns. That's I think, that is what the goal is going to be, I think, for next season. Parker Gibson started off pretty strong. Did not end well, though. Ronald Jones has been running the ball really well recently. 491 yards, almost had 1,000 yards combined, which really isn't that bad, if I'm being honest. The averages between these two guys would be in the 3-point-something range, but still much better than last season. Jay Prosh fumbled once. We fumbled 15 times. Not much I can do about that. Mike Evans, though, 1 yard away from 1,600. Are you serious? He's almost averaging 100 yards a game. Bit of a shame. 9 touchdowns. He was probably the best receiver in the NFL this season. I'll make sure I check that out as well. Chase Hosley only got 1 touchdown pass, but I couldn't really spread the ball out too much. I feel like not Cameron Brate. I feel like Mike Evans was the only player who was like consistent on this team. I can't look at drops, but like Deshaun Jackson had a ton of drops. Cameron Brate dropped a lot of passes. Chase Hosley, I don't really remember him dropping too many. Even Mike Evans dropped a handful. But here's a look at the distribution of all those. Chris Godwin was pretty good when he was playing. Ronald Jones didn't catch that many passes. Blocking was atrocious. I can't wait to see this number. 34 sacks led up in a season by Rashad Chamberlain. DeMar Dotson was very bad too. Ali Marpet wasn't great, honestly. But everyone else was okay, I guess. But still, it's like 34 sacks led up from the left tackle. That's terrible. 154 tackles, though, from Quan Alexander. 7 for loss. 1 interception, 1.5 sacks. That is a fantastic season, though. 24 tackles for loss for Gerald McCoy. 22 for JPP. Okay, the D-line was playing pretty well this season. 11 sacks for Gerald McCoy. That is a tremendous season. I hope he comes back and he doesn't regress too badly. 6.5 for JPP, not too bad. Interceptions, I don't think we got many. 2 for MJ Stewart Jr., and then a handful of players had 1. So the defense was pretty okay. I feel like in most cases it was bend, don't break, and we'd randomly get like a fumble recovery or an interception. We did have a lot of sacks, though, and a lot of tackles for loss. So, I mean, at least the D-line played kind of well. Can't really blame them for many of our losses. Honestly, we really can't blame the defense at all for our losses. Forced fumbles, we have 2 for Levante David and Vernon Hargraves, 1 from 3 other players down there. Not too many fumble recoveries, only got 3 of those. Do you have any blocked kicks or anything? We actually have more than 1. We have 3. Russell Hatcher, MJ Stewart Jr., and Jason Pierre-Paul. Safeties, I think we only have 1. Levante David, that was actually a couple weeks ago. Defensive touchdowns, we do not have any. And that's all the stats I really care about. So we were 32nd in the NFL on offense. That makes sense. The Falcons are actually first in the NFL on offense. Let's check out passing offense. We were last by about 400 yards. Pretty understandable with me being there. The Falcons were first. That makes sense as well. Rushing yards, we actually were not last. We were, well, what was that, 5th? No, 1, 2, 3, 4. We were 4th last. The Patriots were last, even though they went 9-6-1. All right. Points per game, probably last in this case. Yeah, only 14 per game. Passing touchdowns, 16. Rushing touchdowns, 5. Okay, these numbers look absolutely terrible. First downs, yep, okay. So defense. These should look more realistic. Is that the best defense, right? Yeah, okay, so the best defense in the NFL this season were the Browns, who went 13-2-1. What a turnaround for them. So who had the worst defense? I mean, actually, this way. We had the worst defense. Well, that's just by total yards. I mean, that kind of makes sense. We had a really bad defense in some cases. The Texans allowing just over 1,100 yards on the season on the ground. The Browns are not much worse than that, honestly. They're about the same. Points allowed. Okay, let's sort it by this way. Probably near the top. Okay, yeah, we were, what, 4th? So, I mean, yeah, a lot of that probably has to do with me throwing a lot of interceptions and fumbling a bunch. So I honestly can't really blame the defense for that. If they're on the field that often, they're going to be terrible. Sacks, we are not last in sacks. We're not terrible in sacks. Just out of, like, the bottom 10, I'd probably guess. Fumble recoveries, we don't have, like, any. But, okay, there's 3 teams that actually have none. We only got 3, didn't we? Where are we? Did we get 4? Wait, what? We got 6? I thought it said we got 3. Whatever. Interceptions, probably not too great on this either. We had 10 interceptions? Was it really that many? I guess it was. So, I mean, our defense wasn't too bad, to be completely honest. Just a lot of yards were given up. But I'm sure a lot of that has to do with, like, time of possession. We really didn't, you know, move the ball well and you know, have many possessions on offense. So let's check out yearly awards. Obviously, we're not going to be in any of these, but let's see if we have any players in any of these, though. Now, Buccaneers players, of course. NFC Offensive Player of the Year. Don't expect to see any Buccaneers guys. Who actually wins these? Alexander Sharf, whoever that is. Who won MVP? Tom Brady. About the AFC. Tom Brady, of course, wins Offensive Player of the Year. Let's keep going with the NFC, though. Defensive Player of the Year. I kind of expected Quan Alexander to be higher than that, but it does go to Jalen Smith. Quan Alexander at least being on the list is actually pretty cool. What about the AFC? I'm going to try to go through both of these here. CJ Mosley wins that. Go back to the NFC. Check out Offensive Rookie of the Year. Goes to Alexander Sharf. Looks like a quarterback if I had to guess. Parker Gibson comes in 4th. All right. AFC side, we have George Melhaff. Maybe a quarterback as well. Defensive Rookie of the Year for this side is Derek Flanders, 86 overall, not looking too bad. What about the NFC side? Nick Kovacs. Anybody from the Bucks? I don't think we really had any rookies starting, so that kind of makes sense. Best quarterback, of course we're not on this. That would be really strange if we were. Go to the AFC though. We got Tom Brady, of course, because he was the MVP. Best running back, Le'Veon Bell. Pretty standard there as well. Probably Zeke on this side. It's actually Todd Gurley, David Johnson, and then Zeke. Is that 2 players from the... Okay, no, I saw the 49ers logo and thought it was the Redskins for some reason. Best wide receiver, it actually does not go to Mike Evans. It goes to Doug Baldwin. I kind of want to see what he did then to see if he actually had a better season. Or if EA is just cheesing out our team. Antonio Brown wins the best wide receiver, though, for the AFC. That makes sense as well. Best offensive lineman, no chance we're even close. Yeah, a lot of the Cowboys guys, though, the top 3 are all Cowboys. AFC, you got Joel Bitonio at number 1. That makes sense, too. Best defensive lineman, Gerald McCoy has to be in this, right? There he is, number 5. He had a fantastic season. AFC, it goes to Myles Garrett, 99 overall already. CJ Mosley wins best linebacker for the AFC. NFC, it goes to, hold on. Best linebacker goes to Jalen Smith. Devondre Campbell's up there. Levante David and Quan Alexander both make it, though, so that's pretty cool at least. Best defensive back goes to Desmond Trufant. Let's check out the AFC side again. We got Eric Berry winning that. I think he's actually supposed to be playing kind of soon in real life, which is cool to see. I want to see him back on the field again for sure. Best kicker for the AFC, if anyone cares about that. And for the NFC, is our kicker in here? He is, actually. Randy Bullock. I didn't even know who our kicker was, to be completely honest. So those are the stats. Let me check out what Doug Baldwin did, because I'm actually very curious now. Before I do that, let me go over the entire NFL, if anyone cares about specific stats. So, let's see. Who led the league in passing? Yards, at least. Tom Brady, probably. It is going to be Tom Brady, 40 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, completely deserves the MVP. The Giants quarterback threw 3 interceptions. Okay, well, we had the most. I can't really... Okay, hold on. Of course, there's a ton of players who threw none, so that's not going to really be beneficial. He threw 3 picks all season. He has to have, like, the highest quarterback rating. He actually doesn't out of the people who I can see down there. Those guys like a 109. Dak Prescott has a 109 QBR. Okay. Rushing. Todd Gurley, 1,600 yards, 12 touchdowns. That is a great season. Zeke played well. Le'Veon Bell, David Johnson, Alvin Kamara, Saquon, all those guys who normally play well did. Receiving. Jarvis Landry, only player to have over 100 catches. All these guys played well this season. Keenan Allen, 7 touchdowns. Jamison Crowder gets 14. Antonio Brown, though, leads the league in touchdowns. Doug Baldwin, okay, 1,268 yards, 14 touchdowns. Okay, so he had, I think, what, 6 more touchdowns? Or 5? Okay, so we had 5 more touchdowns and like 350-ish less yards. That's fair. Honestly, that's fair. I think Doug Baldwin probably had a better season. I can respect that. Blocking, did we let up the most amount of sacks? I dropped my phone again. I need to stop doing that. Yeah, by double. Rashad Chamberlain, 34 sacks let up. The next worst is Dwayne Brown with 17. That is inexcusable right there. Quan Alexander led the NFL in tackles, though. That's pretty cool. 24 tackles for loss for Gerald McCoy, and 22 for JPP, our number 1 and number 2 in the NFL. So our D-line is nice. 19 sacks for Myles Garrett, phenomenal. 17 for J.J. Watt, 16.5 for Cameron Jordan. Interceptions, 8 for Eric Berry, completely deserves Defensive Back of the Year for the AFC. He's, you know, he doubled the people in second. There's a bunch of people with 4. There's 2 more players in the Chiefs with 4. Okay, they had a ton of interceptions this year. What about, like, forced fumbles? Anyone have, like, a ton of forced fumbles? 5 for Deion Jones. I think, like, last year, didn't Levante David have, like, 8 or something in this franchise? So that is going to conclude this episode. Next episode, I will send by everything, send by the entire offseason, and I'll go over the team. Hopefully we can draft some studs, and hopefully we can sign some, you know, key free agents, and then I'll also play the first game of next season. Depending on how next season goes, I might end this series after that. If it goes well and we are actually developing, maybe I'll keep it going. But if I do end up ending this season after next year, I will start a new series. I'll have to figure out what it is when the time comes. But thank you guys very much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed this entire season of me struggling, but struggling a bit less since we had 4 more wins than we did last year. Hopefully we can increase that again by another, 4 and go 8-8. That would be awesome. But thanks again for watching. I already mentioned that. I really hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.